Everybody, this video is for newer agents who are trying to get in the business and supplement their income. They're doing open houses, they're doing expired listings, they're doing everything the brokerages teach you, but they just want to add an extra $100,000 to $500,000 a year to their business almost effortlessly. A newer agent named Kevin reached out to me on Instagram and I said, hey, come into the office and I will kind of take you through what I would do if I was in his situation to try to find deals for investors and how to multiply his income super quickly. So Kevin, how many deals have you done?
I've done so far 2 deals.
Okay, you've done 2 deals, and from what you've told me, you live in Oceanside, is that correct?
Yes, Oceanside.
Okay, awesome. So what I see a lot of people do is they say, okay, I want to start working with investors, and they'll go on the MLS and they'll start looking everywhere. And they'll be looking in, Oceanside, they'll be looking in Chula Vista, and they'll be looking everywhere in between. Why that is not beneficial is if you're newer in the business, even if you're a veteran, you can't be the jack of all trades and know every single market and every single zip code. So what I would suggest you do is you focus where you live because that's where you know best, and start focusing on a very specific subdivisions within Oceanside until you do a few deals, and then you would go further out. So I'm going to take you through this example. In this zip code in Oceanside, you have several subdivisions. Right here you have Ocean Country Club, and then right here is another subdivision, 3rd subdivision, and then 4th subdivision. They're all different communities, they all have different price points, and they all have different demand. But if you were to only focus on Ocean Hills Country Club right here, there's not enough activity for you to go and really explode your business. That's why I suggest you go to 3 or 4 different zip codes. What you would do is you start on one and you would get to know, okay, what are the lowest priced homes that have sold in that neighborhood? And you would go and see if investors purchased them. What you'll notice in here are the 1,800 square foot homes. They all sell between $820,000 to $860,000 to investors. The $860,000 to $870,000, that's the max that most investors are willing to pay.
Okay.
So you as a newer agent, you're gonna be like, okay, for the 1,800 square foot floor plan model, if there's a property listed at $910,000, I need to go and bring an investor in, and we need to make an offer probably at $820,000 to $840,000 with a little bit of wiggle room to go up.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. And do you recommend I go after subdivision homes that are like cookie cutter, or like any because some homes in that neighborhood I assume have HOA and they're more predictable.
Correct.
Do you recommend I go after those, or a little bit more spread?
1,000%. So that's why I said focus on these subdivisions, and they all have 3 to 4 different floor plans.
Okay.
So you'll get to notice, and that's when I said these 1,800 square foot homes, they're all 2 bedrooms with a loft.
Okay.
All of them in this whole subdivision, the 1,800 square foot floor plan model, the ones that are attached, they all look the same.
Okay.
So you're able to be like, okay, everyone's buying them within this parameter, 820 to 860, a couple 870,000, and they're all selling at 150 to 2,025,000, all of them.
Okay.
Okay, so that gives you a baseline for that floor plan. Then you go to the next floor plan and say, okay, where are the investors buying these properties at? Because there's a lot of investor turnover in this neighborhood because it's an older community.
Okay. And
where are they selling them at? So then you'll see, okay, the 2,200 square foot homes, those are selling at, let's say, 950,000, and they're selling at 2.2 to 2.3.
Okay.
And all of them are selling around 950,000, and they're all selling around 2.2 to 2.3.
Okay.
So then you as a new agent, when you see that floor plan hit and it's at 975,000, you bring an investor and say, hey, we need to offer 950,000.
Yeah.
And this is where probably the property will sell for if you remodel it correctly.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Do you have a specific size of the subdivision, like how many homes, 100, 200?
So most of the larger subdivisions in San Diego, I shouldn't say average, they're going to have between 200 to 400 homes in them.
Okay.
So then you have this community over here. I've done several projects in here. They have 4 different floor plans, 3 to 4 different floor plans.
Okay.
So then you go and you get to know those floor plans.
Okay.
Then this is a different community right here.
Okay.
You know those floor plans, and it sounds like a lot, but it really isn't, because you're just focusing on one area. You're not getting distracted with stuff in San Marcos or stuff in Carlsbad. You're just focusing right here.
Okay.
Because you need to get so good with what things sell for in this neighborhood as a fixer.
Right.
When something comes up, you know right away, hey, I need to reach out to an investor because this is an investor property at an investor price point.
Okay.
Just because it's a fixer doesn't mean it's an investor property.
Yeah.
What it comes down to is the price point and what the property is able to sell at.
Okay. So, and obviously I don't live in a house in that in that subdivision, I rent an apartment, so you would recommend like, okay, if I live in obviously Oceanside, then it would be best if I were to, go to the nearest zip code where I physically live, and then just kind of start farming from there.
1,000%. Now, since you said you live in Oceanside, I'm just using this as an example.
Yeah.
Almost all of Oceanside, they're in subdivisions.
Okay.
In 3 of the 4 zip codes. So you want to go focus on a zip code that have the subdivision, so then you have the same floor plans. And as a newer agent, it's easier to deal with subdivisions that have the same floor plans versus other communities where all the homes are semi-custom or custom,
Yeah.
and none of them are the same floor plans. It's a lot more difficult to underwrite as a new agent.
I see. Okay.
And here's the thing is, if you become an expert in 1 or 2 of these subdivisions and you start doing deals in those subdivisions, the agents will know you because there's usually 2 to 3 agents that get all the deals, not all of them, but majority of them in the subdivision.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so then if you become known as the guy that has the buyer who always closes and doesn't mess around, they're going to bring the deals to you because you have that buyer.
Okay. So like what is a realistic time frame on the time frame on me mastering one zip code or one floor or one area?
It's probably going to take you a couple months to like really know. You'll be able to pick up on it pretty quickly. But I would go to open houses on the weekends in those subdivisions so you see what the floor plans are. Because let's take this one for example, where I was talking about the 1,800 square foot floor plan.
Okay.
You might have 100 homes with that same floor plan, but they have different views. They have different backyard setups. They have different locations within the subdivision, and you need to see like, okay, why does this one sell for $1,225,000 and this one sell for $1,175,000? A lot of it comes down to like the outdoor space and the view, and there's other factors that go into it.
Okay.
And unless you're walking the properties, you can't just tell that from reading it on the MLS.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
But then I don't start being like, okay, then I'm gonna jump over here, and over here. Lock in on 3 or 4 subdivisions, do a few deals there, because if you lock in and you really become an expert and you're able to see a deal as soon as it pops up, you will at least do 2 to 3 deals in a calendar year just by mastering one area. And that 3 deals turn into 6 deals.
Okay.
Because you sell them to an investor, that's 3 purchases.
Right.
The investor you got to find a good investor. They will go and they'll give you the relist once they're complete.
Right.
That turns into another 3. So now you're at 6.
Yeah.
If you market it correctly, you'll find a couple buyers from that. So then you can maybe add another 1 or 2 to that, selling other people's listings to those buyers. So you're basically, if you sell 3 properties to an investor, you're guaranteed 6.
Yeah.
And if you do it correctly, you can probably pick up a buyer or 2 and turn it into 8. You start marketing in that area, you can start turning up listings. It just turns into a snowball effect.
Okay.
But focus on selling them to investors so then you get the listings. Now you have marketing material.
Yeah. So one deal that I do in that subdivision would be 3 deals.
So it depends. First, when you get started, it's turning into 2 because you're selling someone else's listing.
Right. So I'll be the buyer's agent.
Buyer's agent, and then you're the listing agent.
For you.
For me.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people will call the listing agent to represent them on the purchase. So then you get 3 sides of the transaction from that one purchase.
I see.
So you see it all the time. A lot of people can turn one deal. Sometimes they turn it into 4. They have the listing, the buy side, and then the new listing and the buy side.
Yeah.
That's rare, but that's really when these deals become lucrative as an agent.
I see. Okay. So then, so focus on one particular subdivision.
And then you move to the next one, and then you move to the next one, and next thing you know, you have this whole area on lock.
So you just keep an eye out for any houses that are coming up.
Exactly, coming soon on Zillow. Price reductions are a big one too. So let's go back to the 1,800 square foot floor plan. A lot of times you'll see them start at $950 and then they sell at $860.
Okay.
If they start at $950 and then they drop to $910, then you go for the $860 number.
Yeah.
So a big thing too is looking for price reductions. Or if you see they did a price reduction and it still hasn't sold for 2 weeks, then you submit the offer where it needs to be for an investor.
Okay.
But you would know that if you are really becoming expert in that community and paying attention every single day.
Right. My only concern is it's just like you're looking at, let's just say 3 subdivisions at 400 houses each. Like you're only looking at 1,200 homes, and just for me to just look out for that, at the mercy of someone selling their house, like is there like more proactive way of approaching it?
There is, but I think as a new agent, a lot of new agents get caught up in stuff that isn't money generating activities.
Yeah.
And if you do this, I would be shocked if you didn't do 2 to 3 deals next year.
Okay.
On the purchases, which then turn into 4 to 6.
Right.
That's easily, if you do it correctly, you're making at least $100,000 to $150,000 over those 3 transactions.
Oh yeah.
So it's worth doing that. And if you lock in, very few people lock in and do that.
Yeah.
But the ones I see that lock in, they get the results.
Right.
Because then what happens is that agent that you did a deal with, she'll let you know, hey, I have another fixer coming up here. If she really liked me as the buyer, she's going to call you and say, hey, was your buyer interested in this property over here?
Okay.
I see it happen all the time.
I see.
The deal I did last year with an agent, people call her all the time saying, hey, we did this transaction with you. Would your buyer be interested in this one or this one or this one?
Okay.
And just because we did it in one zip code, a lot of other listing agents have listings all over the place.
Do you think I need to know how to at least have a good idea of like what the renovation would be, or not even?
It does. So the nice part is, especially in subdivisions, you see where the average price point an investor purchases at versus where they sell at. And most of the investors have similar renovation budgets.
Okay.
So it's like clockwork.
Okay.
So if they're selling at $850 and they're selling at $1,175 to $1,225,
Yeah.
the renovation for you, you're going to get too bogged down and try to do all this underwriting when all the fixers are selling at $850-ish and they're all selling around 1.2.
Yeah.
Let me figure out the in between.
Okay. Yeah.
Any other questions? Does that all make sense?
Yeah. And
It sounds like it's a lot and it's like overwhelming, but it's really not, because these are all the active properties in this area right now.
Right.
Yeah, we're right after New Year's Eve, so it's a lot of people pull their listings off and they come back up. So let's say it was double this.
Okay.
That's still not a lot of properties.
I mean, can we like click on some of them just for you to kind of give me? So I see one for $725 right there.
So $725.
In the bottom left in the middle.
Yes.
Yeah, there's 8. Yeah, there's one for one.
So that one's only 921 square feet.
Okay.
So let's take this one for example. This is a prime example of I was referring to the 1,800 square foot home.
Okay.
So this is one that was renovated by an investor, and let's see what he purchased it at. He bought it at $877.
Okay.
So it's right in the realm I was telling you these properties sell for.
Right.
He started at $1,250,000. He didn't get now he's at $1,175,000. That's exactly where these properties sell for in this price point,
Okay.
and for this size of home. Let's see another one. See, now you have another one right here. Same floor plan, renovated. They're at $1,125,000.
Yeah.
So it's right in the zone I was telling you. Let's see what they bought it at. $875,000.
Yeah.
That's the same investor. Let's see if there's another investor who.
Oh, those are same investors.
Yeah, that's the same guy. Okay, here's another one. Same floor plan. It's not newly renovated. It's updated, but it's not newly renovated.
Right.
There's not enough room for an investor to come and pick this one up. So I would not go after this one, because someone will buy it probably at $1,025,000 and move into it right away.
Okay.
Because it's clean. So this isn't an investor opportunity. I wouldn't waste your time going after it.
Okay. Well, so that the neighborhood is split between 900 square foot homes and then 1,800 square foot homes.
They go up to about 2,500 square feet.
Okay.
But I know those 1,800 square foot floor plans, and they all sell between 825 to like that 860, 870 number.
Okay.
So that whole neighborhood has 4 different floor plans.
Yeah. Okay. I see.
Any other questions that can help to clarify this?
So then, what price point is like the most suitable?
So in this specific neighborhood that we're looking at right now,
Yeah.
even at the higher end of the price spectrum of 1.3 to 1.4, they still move, because this is a 55 plus community. In my opinion, it's the best 55 plus community in San Diego.
Okay.
They have great amenities. It's secure. They have security at the front. A lot of people like it.
Yeah.
And the 1.3 to 1.4 million dollar properties, they have phenomenal views.
Okay.
Okay, so that's why people go and they'll spend 1.3 to 1.4 in this community. But this whole area is maxed out right around $1.3 million.
Okay.
And I just know that from doing projects in here. Like I sold a property in here for $1.2 million. We bought it for $950,000. So you have to look at every specific. Just because these homes right here, you can't use them as comps for right here.
Right.
I always look within the subdivisions
Okay.
and say, okay, what did this floor plan sell for as a renovated property and as a fixer?
Okay. So then, obviously, let's just say I take 2 months learning all the ins and outs of this neighborhood. Like, what is like the next thing that I would do? Because I have more time on my hands because I just
Right.
just graduated college, and I want to be more proactive. Like if like without like losing the fundamentals of the basics of
Right.
like actually knowing the neighborhood and like what views each house has and the floor plans. Is there something that like what if I just like you think it would be a good investment of my time if I just looked at all the houses that expired in the last 6 months or so?
Absolutely, you can definitely go after them from that standpoint. It's harder. You really see them. The best opportunity is the ones that are newly listed or have been on the market for a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So, just wait until all
I would just focus, and because what I see a lot of people do is they'll go try to do all these different things instead of just focusing on that one thing. This, in my opinion, is going to be your highest rate of return
Okay.
to go make over 6 figures in your first year.
Okay.
Sorry, my assistant Archie is getting a little crazy.
Or what if I like looked at all the investor flips and said, okay, hey, investor Jonathan, looks like you bought this house, at $850,000 or whatever. Like, you think it's worth like reaching out to them, or like, what do you?
So my question would be, what are you trying to get out of reaching out to them?
I don't know. Just good to have more buyers. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. So you could do that. That's a great way to reach out to them. They're really looking in those neighborhoods too. I would focus on your one investor you have and try to sell the property to them.
Okay.
And build that relationship with one investor, and then you go and you add another one to your arsenal, and then another one.
Okay.
But the thing is, if you have a deal at $950, and it's a real investor, he'll buy the property. Or sorry, $850, he'll buy the property.
Okay.
So it really is locking in, trying to doing the steps over and over of submitting offers, even while you're learning the neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
Submit the offer as those opportunities come up.
Okay.
Because the name of the game is submitting the offer to try to get it accepted.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm just like looking at it. Like, there's most of those homes are like at the top of the market, right? Like these are like renovated homes.
Right.
So then it's like, okay, well, if there's like let's just say 12 houses up on the market right now in that subdivision. Like, I can only really play with one or two, right?
Yes, but there's always new stuff coming up.
Okay.
There's always new listings coming up.
Okay.
Right now it's a little bit of a slow time because we're right after the holidays, but usually there's double of what's up right now available for sale.
I see.
And so there's always people, and people's situations always change. They might not be motivated one day, but they're motivated the next day.
Yeah.
So it's staying on top of it every single time, like every week, just following up if they say no.
Yeah.
Because you just have to catch the seller at the right time when they need to sell the property.
Okay, and then is there like so that would be so what you just showed me is a example of a good subdivision.
Correct.
And what would you define as good subdivision? Like, how many houses come in and out of the market?
I would look to see if the subdivision's having at least 4 sales a month.
4 sales a month. Okay.
That's a decently healthy number, and it depends on the size of the subdivision.
Okay.
I know in this community there's more than 4 deals happening a month.
Yeah.
Up here there's probably 2 happening every single month.
Okay.
But since you're already right here, you might as well be filtering through these.
Yeah.
Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to jump over here, other zip codes. And this whole area right here, you're locked into a very similar demographic of who's buying in there.
So what would be like 2 zip codes at most? 3?
I wouldn't do 2 zip codes. If you're first starting, I would focus in one zip code in one general area.
Okay.
Do a few deals, and then expand, and then eventually get to a point where I am now, where, see, I'm telling you to focus in this area. I'm focusing on this entire area, from here all the way up to there.
Okay.
But that's all coastal San Diego.
Yeah.
And when I was an agent, I sold properties all up and down the coast, so I know those markets from doing tons of transactions up the 40 miles of coastline.
Okay.
So eventually you get to a point where you're doing general areas. There's people that focus in southern San Diego, Chula Vista, Lemon Grove, Bonita, Imperial Beach, and they focus in this zone.
Okay.
Eventually you get the zones.
Yeah.
But if you go and try to do a zone right out of the gate, it's a lot harder to get because you don't know all these little details about all the areas. That comes with time as you slowly expand. Eventually, you start to expand to, okay, you're in 4 subdivisions. Now you're doing an entire zip code.
Uh-huh.
Oceanside has 4 zip codes. Then you add another zip code,
Yeah.
another zip code. Then you go to add San Marcos. And then you continue to grow into a zone or an area. What you don't want to do is you don't want to do stuff up here in North County and then go 30 miles and try to do another zone down here. Just focus on a specific zone. It's impossible to do this whole crazy thing.
Yeah.
The reason it works for coastal San Diego is it's a coastal market. So yeah, price points change a little bit, but it's somewhat similar.
Okay.
So I know people that focus on coastal. I know people that are experts in North County, in East County, and South County. And those are just like general zones.
Okay.
It's very rare you see people like all over the place.
Okay, so how do I know if I'm ready to add another zip code? Like, what would be a good metric? So
Do 3 deals.
3 deals.
Do 3 or 4 deals, and then add another zip code,
Okay.
and then add another zip code. And then once you get to like 6 or 7, then that's when you can start kind of jumping a lot further and a lot faster.
Yeah.
But it takes time and repetition because you're brand new to the business.
Yeah.
When you're brand new to it, you just need the reps. You need the reps of writing offers. You need to really know the area. So then you have credibility when you go to your investor and it's like, hey, this is a deal and this is why it's a deal.
Yeah. I see. Obviously, along the way, I'm going to be collecting agent relationships just because like I'll be working more so with agents.
Right.
Like, is there a particular agent that you have seen the like highest ROI? You would say, like, you don't want to work with agents that are like they're all just on the same page as me, like who's only done 2 deals, right?
You want to network with listing agents. I'd go to caravans and I'd go to like your office meeting
Okay.
and network with agents in that office and try to find, because a lot of people try to keep their off-market opportunities within with their group, whether it's their friends, whether it's their office, whether they're part of a broker caravan. And that's where a lot of these opportunities will come. Deals that are not on the market, but they have a motivated seller. The mother passed away and the family just wants to get rid of the house. That happens all the time. I buy a lot of houses that way. Off market, where that's the motivation. Or there's sometimes people just don't put their home on the market. It's a hoarder house and they're ashamed that they don't want everyone to see that's how they live. Okay. So networking at caravans, and then once you start doing deals and you start representing investors and you're able to talk about it, now you have a case study. Right now you're a newer agent. It's hard to build that momentum. But once you start getting the track record of, okay, I work with investors with these renovated properties, the deals start coming to you a lot easier.
Okay. So
Yeah.
broker caravan and agent office, that'd be like more secondary focus at the moment, you think?
For sure. I focus on the MLS because you have people with their hand up saying that I want to sell.
Okay.
I buy properties off the MLS to this day.
Yeah,
because
you still go after the same. Not I'm sure your obviously market is bigger now, but you still like farm the similar area that you've been doing.
I've been doing the same area for 2 years now,
Okay.
and I've become why I put such an emphasis of being an expert in that whatever zone you're doing. I have a safe search up. I know when a property hits and there's certain metrics in terms of like square footage and where they're trying to sell it at, whether it's a deal or not.
Oh, so okay. So you have a notification that comes up if a house in that can we if you zoom in that subdivision.
Yes.
If you see a house that pops up for 800, like below 900 grand or 950.
Correct.
It will pop up.
Correct. Exactly. So what I go and I save the boundary.
Okay.
Right here, and let's say I wouldn't put metrics that really zone it in because there's 4 or 5 different floor plans in that community.
Okay.
So on my notifications, any listing that pops up, whether it's renovated or not, I get the notification. But so for example, let's say this home just got listed. It's a brand new listing. And I get the notification 1175, 1,800 square feet. I'm not even going to look at it because I know it's not a deal. But if this same metrics right here popped up and the sales price was 840, I'm calling that agent right away and saying, hey, I want this property.
Yeah.
But that's because I know the metrics so well, I know that's a deal.
Yeah.
So that's for me in all my entire zone I'm in, and I have all these notifications to my phone. And that happened to me 2 months ago. A property popped up at 1375. It was 2,200 square feet in a certain zip code I love to buy in.
Okay.
I know for that zip code I have to buy under 1.5 for that same metric. I knew it was a great deal. Called the agent. We had it locked up 2 hours after they listed the property.
You did.
Yeah, 1375, which was a home run deal.
Yeah.
But that's because I knew the metric. If I didn't know that market and that specific area super well, it would just been another property that came up that I would have probably not really paid attention to.
How many offers do you think I should be submitting the first 30 days? Like good, like decent. Like I want to put an offer on this house.
Of
right?
course.
Yeah.
I would say, like, let's go back to like this example of where we're actually talking about right now. Let's say I told you, hey, this is where you should focus, and this is where you say, okay, Kate, this is where I'm going to focus.
Yeah.
You're probably doing 3 to 5 offers in your first 30 days in this area.
Okay.
Based off of, because I know this area somewhat well with how many I know opportunities pop up in here.
Okay, so 3 to 5 offers in 30 days, and then obviously that number is going to go up.
Correct. And then you start venturing out a little bit, you get to know more areas. But 3 to 5 offers, that's not a ton of offers. The likelihood of you getting one is slim, but it's just a numbers game.
Yeah.
You do that for 3 to 4 months, I guarantee you're gonna get one deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would be shocked if you didn't.
Right. Yeah, no, it's just one of those things where it's like, unless you're busy, like unless I feel busy that I'm like actually I'm constantly on the phone and blah blah blah.
Well, you can do that. That I'm not. You can only do this for so much of your day.
Right.
There's other things that you need to do in your business to grow your business. This is just one aspect of like 10 things you can do. I wouldn't do all 10 things. I pick 2 or 3. Whether it's cold calling, expired listings, going after your sphere of influence.
Yeah.
But this is more like I'm not going to call it passive. Like this is a supplement to your business.
Okay.
I wouldn't depend on this.
Okay.
When I was an agent, I was like big in open houses.
Yeah.
I did a ton of business from open houses. That's what I was really good at.
Like, what would you do? You would like ask them to say, hey, can I sit at this open house?
Yeah, I would call agents and say, hey, especially veteran agents who don't want to sit their own open houses. Hey, can I hold the open house for you? I was holding like $2 to $8 million open houses every single weekend.
Just to collect buyers.
Just to collect buyers, and I've done multiple $4 to $5 million deals from open houses.
Okay.
And that was what I was really focused on. But open houses are Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Then you have the week. I started doing this, and then I started selling properties to investors. And my highest sale with an investor was $21 million. Okay, but like on the weekends, I'm at open houses, and that's what I was focused on. And that was my rise up was through open houses.
Yeah.
And even when I started selling properties to investors, I was still doing open houses every weekend.
Okay.
I was still going after expired listings.
I mean, yeah, because open houses, like you're not there the whole day. You're like there.
You're there 3 hours a day,
Yeah.
and sometimes you get 20 people in, sometimes you get 2.
Yeah.
I'm still at the open house on my laptop looking for properties for investors, like doing all that stuff.
Oh, so you're doing both of them at the same time.
For sure. And then people walk in, I focus on the person, build rapport, do my whole thing, and then they leave. And sometimes no one shows up for an hour and a half. Being on my laptop doing what I got to do.
Yeah.
But you can't that's where the mistake. You want to focus on this all day, every day.
Okay, yeah.
Because there's not that many listings. You're maybe 2 or 3 listings are coming up in this area every day. It's probably closer. You might have 1 to 2 in this whole little area every day.
Oh, one a day.
1 to 2.
Oh wow.
But then you're looking for price reductions. Like that happens all the time.
Yeah. That makes more sense because I was like, okay, so I'm just gonna like look at the screen and refresh my page.
This is a supplement. This is a strict supplement to your business, and that's where the safe searches come in. You do the safe searches. You're getting notifications.
Yeah.
To your phone, so you're not like just pressing refresh all day.
Right. Okay. Huh. So like, what would be like obviously like you would have way better of like getting deals than me just because you're quicker and you know the numbers very well. But like, okay, so if I do 3 to 5 offers in the first 30 days, like how many offers do you think I would need in order to get a deal?
You never know. So for example, I have one agent who's a really good agent. We've written probably 15 offers in the last 3 months. We have not gotten one of them. We're getting beat out by end users. Someone on his team, she sent me 1 deal. We did the first deal she ever sent me. So it's just a numbers game, and it's just consistently doing the same thing every day. And it's a lot of just luck of the draw, finding the seller at the right time. She had a seller at the right time that wanted my offer. The other ones, it just didn't work out for whatever reason.
Yeah. I mean, my guess is if I submitted like decent offers, if I submitted at least 200, I would assume I would get 1 deal out of it.
I think if you did 200, you'd at least get 2 from that. Like that's like minimum.
Okay, so 1 out of 100.
1 out of 100. I mean, obviously I've been doing this a long time. I'm probably legitimately 1 in 15.
Oh wow, okay.
maybe even less.
But also you're more selective.
I'm very selective and like it's very strategic on the ones I go after.
Right.
I'm between 1 out of 10 and 1 out of 15. If you're doing a wider and you're just going after a lot more things, you're going to be a lot higher than that.
But yeah, 1 out of 100 is definitely. I mean, it's like if it's enough. If I do a million offers, like I'm sure gonna get a lot of deals.
1,000%.
Yeah.
I've done 25 deals in the last 24 months, and of the 25, I'd say 16, 17 of them were bought from the MLS. Whether it was me finding them or an investor finding them or an agent finding them for me.
Okay. Yeah, no, it gives me more clarity. Just like I mean, if I just spend an hour or two every single day consistently in a very small neighborhood, and I mean right now there's there's like I think there's 13, 14 of them.
Yep.
And if one of them go to a price drop, that's at least like somewhat close to that $870,000 mark. Just I can just at least have a conversation with them, and
just get the offer in.
Yeah, and
that's the thing. It's not even having a conversation. Just get the offer in,
yeah.
And then like I will help you coach you on what you need to say to try to get it accepted.
Yeah, and I can also say, hey, okay, obviously this one didn't work for me, but like, hey, Agent Jennifer, it looks like you do, you've been in the business for like 20 years. Do you happen to have any like?
Do you have any other fixers,
or
do you have any other properties that need an offer? Because who knows, she might say, oh yeah, I don't have one over here, but I have one in.
Down like 20 miles.
Exactly. I have one in Carlsbad or I have one in San Marcos. Just because you're focused right here, if you have a fixer somewhere else, get the information, send it to me, and I'll tell you where we need to be on it.
Oh yeah, then I can.
It's all the powers of networking. When it comes to this, it's all networking, asking if they have any other opportunities where they need an offer on. The amount of times I didn't get a deal, but then I've written an offer on another listing the agent had, it happens all the time.
Oh yeah. I mean, because now we got 13 agents to call and see if they had anything else.
Exactly. So you never know what you're going to come across. They have another listing somewhere that needs an offer. So I would just stick to the what I told you to do is focus on an area, 3 to 4 subdivisions, set up your safe search.
Yeah.
And this is just a supplement to your business.
Right.
And do the other activities that you need to do, whether it's reaching out to your sphere of influence, expired listings, cold calling, whatever it is. And if you add this to it, your business will grow very quickly. I've seen it happen a bunch of times.
Right. Yeah. Look, no, for me, I want to be able to look at a subdivision and have multiple things to do, right? Like in this case, like obviously, as the listings come out, you can reach out to them. That's number one. Number two is go after all the agents that have a current listing and say, hey, do you have anything else outside of this neighborhood? And number three is, hey, going after all the houses that were expired in the last 6 to 12 months. In the same neighborhood that we've been talking the last 30 minutes.
Right.
And say, hey, reach out to the homeowner directly, maybe the homeowner directly, but you don't recommend it. You say, hey, what if we reach out to the listing agent, see if their mind has changed or if they're in the process of changing their mind. And then looking at all the upcoming ones, because it's going to show in Zillow, like, hey, this is coming up very soon.
Right.
Or even looking at the houses that are like in escrow, like it's pending, but like,
they've been pending a long time.
Yeah, they've been pending for a long time. It's like, okay, like what's going on here? Or even driving the same neighborhood and seeing, okay, are there shrubs in this area?
Right.
Like, is there physically distress in that area? I think that would be a great way. So no, this gives me more clarity because like I want to focus on I want to be busy in one neighborhood instead of just waiting and just refreshing the page.
For sure. If you go capitalize on that, there's no way you don't do 3 deals in the next 12 months.
Oh, 100%. And when you look at like 6 different ways that I could possibly leverage this 3 subdivisions that you mentioned, like that can keep me busy for 4, 5, 6 hours a day.
1,000%. And you start cold calling that neighborhood. One of my buddies here in town, he cold calls. He's built it's crazy the amount of listings he's gotten from cold calling.
Oh, like people that are not even selling, like
circles. When he first started, he circle prospected like crazy, and now he does a massive business here in San Diego, and he just focused on one area and he capitalized on it.
Wow. Okay. So I mean, I don't. That would be like a very lower like productive hours, but I think it's like
you get 1 deal from that a year. You do 2 or 3 investor deals a year. You get an expired listing. Now you're doing 8 to 10 deals a year just from all those activities in one specific area.
Yeah.
And then from that one specific area, you pick up buyers from open houses there, and they want to go see a house in Vista. They call you to go show them the house in Vista. They buy it. Now you get to know that area through the escrow process, and you're able to talk about that area, and that's how you slowly gain knowledge of areas, is by you meet a buyer in one location, they want to buy a house in another location, and they call you, and then you get to know it through the escrow process.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I could even do flyers if I really wanted to.
Exactly. There's so many different opportunities.
Yeah, yeah.
But if I can help you in any way, let me know. I'm always here for you, and let's do some deals in 2026.
Yeah, yeah. I think I could easily do at least one deal a quarter, which is technically 8 deals, in
Exactly.
1 year. I think that's a pretty good success. I'll probably that would be easy like 300.
Just double down on it, and you got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome, man.
Anything else you want to tell me before like? Maybe?
No, we went through everything, and if you the best piece of advice I can give you is do the work every single day.
Yeah.
A lot of people come in here and they sit with me, and after a month they give up. The example I gave before. I've probably submitted 10 to 15 offers with one agent. We have not gotten one of them, but he keeps sending it because he understands the numbers game.
Yeah.
Someone on his team sent me one deal, and we got the deal, and we did it right then and there.
Yeah.
So it's just a numbers game. Keep up with it because it will pay dividends. Awesome. I hope this was helpful. If anyone is interested in this process I just went over, more than happy to talk with you about it. You can always reach out to me, DM me, shoot me a text or email. Talk soon.